Hey guys, and welcome back to Fringe Friday. As always, I am Carmen, and today we are going to be watching Season 3, Episode 10. That's right, we are somehow almost halfway through Season 3. Don't know if I'm excited about that or just sad because I'm getting ever closer to the end of Fringe, but we're not thinking about that right now. Right now, we are just thinking about what happened last time, which was the Observer returned with all of his cryptic glory. And, always a little nervous when he comes back because who the hell knows what's going to happen. Olivia is still struggling. In fact, last episode was her first episode back, right? So whereas before she was struggling in the other world, now she is struggling in our world to be back when Olivia has sullied everything, right? She's touched every part of Olivia's life and now it doesn't feel like Olivia's own anymore, and my heart just breaks for her because obviously, I can't understand what that would feel like, but I think that would feel really shitty. And just the by proxyness of being an audience member watching it was not great. So I just wish I could give her a hug right now, essentially. We also had the creepy, marionette guy in the last episode. Just gonna move right past him because, he was disturbing enough for one episode. Let's not drag it on. So yeah, that's where we are. Olivia, very upset, doesn't want anything to do with Peter at the moment, at least romantically, which is completely understandable. And Peter is just swirling around in feelings of guilt, and which I think is undeserved, but I understand why he would feel that way. Anyway, that is plenty of rambling. Let's stop rambling and get right into this episode.
I'm making myself smarter.
Really?
Alternate. If I can think like him, I can figure out what he's trying to do with that device and how to keep you safe.
Walter, you really sure you should be dabbling in that?
I've done hundreds of experiments on myself.
That doesn't make it better.
According to William Bell, he took out those parts of your brain for a reason.
Yeah.
Because you asked him to.
Exactly.
Because you were afraid of what you were becoming.
You didn't want to become Walter Net. You wanted to still be Walter.
I don't want to see you hurt yourself.
He loves you.
Ooh.
Who's that at 2 in the morning?
Oh, like pizza.
You can get pizza delivered at 2 a.m. there? Jealous. Who's that?
Are you awake? Mr. Joyce.
Hey, it's that
Who
guy.
are you talking to? That boy. Where did he go?
I was talking to Bobby.
Bobby? Who's Bobby?
No, he definitely wasn't talking to Bobby.
Well,
Who's Bobby?
Yeah.
Mr. Joyce's son.
His son, yeah.
He died in 1985. What did he say to you?
Was it him from the other side?
Did you tell him?
What now?
I take you back home.
Okay, what are you doing, Observer? Is the message supposed to get to Walter and Peter and them somehow? Whatever it is?
Olivia Dunham?
Yeah.
What if it's a package the other her ordered? It's gotta be, right? Oh. That's worse. Okay, it is getting to them.
Bobby Joyce. He's the son of one of the residents here, or rather he was. He died 25 years ago. And it gets more odd. The cameras picked up this as well.
The Observer?
It's been a while since we've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
Did Mr. Joyce say what it was that he and Bobby were talking about?
Yes.
Doesn't remember. He was sleepwalking.
Damn it. Can they, like, hypnotize him, make him...
Roscoe Joyce.
You know him?
Wait, what?
Mr. Joyce. I'm Walter Bishop.
He's a fan?
I'm a tremendous fan.
You ever heard of Violet Sedan Chair? It's Walter's favorite band. Roscoe Joyce is their keyboardist.
Oh.
It was a miracle seeing him again. Can you imagine what that's like?
Yeah, he does. He knows literally exactly what that's like.
The observer doesn't experience time like we do. If we can accept that he can travel from the past to the present, back to the past again, then it's not inconceivable that he could bring others with him.
Oh, he...
But why would the observer drag a dead man 25 years through time just to talk with his father?
Yeah, I thought he was from the other side.
Every time the observer shows up, it has something to do with you.
That's true.
Every time it's something bad.
Come on, you
Don't go make the car.
Okay, so the observer got him and took him through time. So he got him from before he died and then took him back there.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it is.
No? Does she have the book?
I don't think that this was for me. It arrived this morning, and I looked at the date on the order, and it was from when I was over there, so I figured that it was probably for her.
Olivia,
It's okay.
It's not okay. It's very awkward. I don't like it. What does...
You guys finish out front?
What the hell is going on?
I am at 719 Skelton Avenue. There has been a robbery.
What? I have no idea why he's doing what he's doing. He's not. He never interferes. He just observes, right? But he's directly interfering. What the hell is that?
what's he listening to?
Ocean waves. I need him to be in a peaceful state of mind for the hypnotherapy.
What if he's scared of the water?
Viable state, he may be able to access his memories.
Oh, they are hypnotizing him.
How's it going out there?
Walter's channeling the amazing Kreskin.
Is he giving it back?
I just wanted to try and explain the book.
You don't have to.
Please do. Let him. Let him.
She asked me what my favorite book was. I understand that she was probably just trying to gather information on me, but I also know that I'm not the easiest guy to get to know.
That's true.
It's always been easier for me to keep people at arm's length. It's actually something that I think we have in common.
Yes, it is.
The book wasn't meant for her.
It was meant for you.
It was meant for the Olivia Dunham that I've spent the last couple of years of my life with.
Yeah.
Because I wanted you to read it.
Because he wanted you to
You're the person I wanted to share it with.
get to know him.
You know, I feel like Rip Van Winkle. Everything is different.
Yeah.
Even you opening up to me is different. And this book is just a reminder of all the things that I missed.
I didn't believe it was him. I asked him if he was real. He took my hand.
And then what?
He was real.
Okay.
What did he say?
Yeah, that part.
He was so close. I felt his...
God, I'm...
He was in a brown shirt.
Yeah.
What did Bobby tell you?
He told me I would meet you. Walter Bishop.
Okay.
Bobby said I was supposed to help you.
How?
I don't know.
Did he offer any more information? I mean, probably not, because the Observer is frustratingly minimal with his information. It's that other one.
It has begun.
What has...
I have set everything in motion.
I have watched Dr. Bishop as long as you have, but I think you're wrong. He won't do it.
I disagree.
Do what?
I believe he has changed.
You think he has changed. I don't believe he has. In either case, I suppose we will find out soon enough.
What do they want him to do?
I didn't even think he was real.
Your inhaler was gone?
He saved my life.
And you took your inhaler. Hopefully you don't have another asthma attack.
The milk acts as a bonding agent for the other compounds.
Hopefully somebody else doesn't drink it.
My knowledge of science begins and ends with inventing a recipe for a strawberry milkshake.
You like strawberry milkshake?
They're my #1 drink since I stopped drinking.
Did you forget something? I hope they didn't run out of sweet whey.
The Observer.
Hello, Walter. We need to speak.
Do we? I mean, y'all? Stresses me out.
You know the future. Tell me how I can save my son from dying.
There are things that I know, but there are things that I do not. Various possible futures are happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
I can tell you all of them, but I cannot tell you which one of them.
Will happen.
Because every action causes ripples.
Yeah. Each choice you make changes the future.
For instance, after I pulled you and Peter from the icy lake, later that summer, Peter caught the Firefly. I could not have known he would do that.
Okay.
Well, that's because he did. A young girl 3 miles away would not, and so later that night, she would continue looking. I could not have known that when she did not come home, her father would go out looking for her. Driving in the rain, his truck skidded through the intersection at Harvard Yard, killing a pedestrian. You and I have interfered with the natural course of events.
Damn.
Now I need your help.
Why? What does he need to do?
When the time comes, give him the keys and save the girl.
What?
You should answer your phone.
When the time comes, give him the keys and save the girl. Wait. So they're giving him a chance to make the right choice, right? To prove that he's changed. To what end? What purpose?
Remember something else?
What?
Bobby called me on the phone. We were on tour, and he called to tell me about a strange dream he just had. He dreamt a bald man in a dark suit took him to see me. I was an old man living in a nursing home, dreaming about something that happens 25 years later.
Yeah.
That was the last conversation we had.
Really?
We were playing a show that night, a club in Harvard Yard. Bobby was on his way to the show. I remember looking outside and seeing how hard it was raining.
I was gonna say, his son's the frickin' guy,
I
right?
remember getting a call from the police. They told me he stepped onto the crosswalk when a truck
Skidded through the traffic light.
So it all comes back to Walter, right?
When I lost my son, nothing seemed to matter anymore.
Yeah, of course. Walter knows how that feels.
That's the reason I broke up the band.
It's all cyclical, isn't it?
But here I am, and I played again. It felt good. It felt right. Maybe that's why Bobby came back.
So because he saved Peter and Peter caught the Firefly, that guy went looking for his daughter. He skidded into his son.
Hello?
Ask that sales girl a question for me.
Where was she in 1985?
Oh, she's the little girl. She's the little girl, right? Why would he do that?
Peter, what's happening? The observer ran into the cop car. Peter, are you all right? Get on to dispatch. We're gonna need an ambulance.
Why would he save her just to try to kill her? He took it.
It's not in there.
There's a bald man in the store. He took it. FBI, move!
I don't understand.
Peter, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, but she's not.
What's wrong with her?
She's asthmatic. The adrenaline from the crash elevated her heart rate and triggered an attack. Exactly. There's an ambulance on the way, okay? Where are you going? Olivia took off after the observer on foot. I'm going to catch her. Hey,
give him the
keys.
keys.
Save the girl. What did you say?
Give him the keys and save the girls.
He told me you'd say that.
Who?
The observer.
Give him the keys and save the girl.
This is his plan. This is what he wants.
You have to do it, Walter. You have to trust it. I think that Peter will be okay. You just have to trust it.
If I save this woman and let you go, then I'm afraid the consequences you're gonna die.
No, I don't think he will.
Walter, you can't predict the future, and neither can I. But if you don't help that girl right now, she's gonna die in the street. Do you hear me?
Don't take it from me.
Walter, give me the keys.
No, I don't think that they will. I don't think that they will. Give it to him. Come on, Walter. Choose to trust Peter. Yeah. At least I hope that they won't. They said he's important and he has to live, so they can't just kill him now. That doesn't make sense.
Hey, I'm on State Street. I've lost him.
I got him. He's headed into a hostel at 2119 Main Street.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Peter, do not get hit by a car or anything. Please look both ways when you pass that fucking street. Peter. Please don't hurt Peter. Please don't hurt Peter. You wouldn't do that, would you, Observer?
What is this all about? You know, don't you?
Picture of me and the device. What does it mean?
Please use your
What's
words.
going to happen to me?
Use your words. Words.
Must be very difficult.
What?
Being a father.
What? What was that? What was that? What was that? Observer? Bitch? What is happening? Okay. Peter's alive.
Walter? We lost him.
Peter.
No, Walter, the observer.
Peter. Walter, calm down.
Is Peter okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
For now.
Doesn't make sense. Why would the observer do all this?
He was trying to prove that you changed. Right? He made a different choice. He didn't immediately choose to save Peter. Right?
Come visit me sometime.
Aww.
Bring me a strawberry milkshake.
It would be an honor.
I love it. Hugs.
I forgot what my son felt like, what he smelled like, how it felt to be around him. But now I remember. Nobody is supposed to have a second chance like that.
Y'all are two of the only people who actually understand that.
None of it makes any sense.
And how is this?
Peter's gonna drink the milk. Don't drink the milk, Peter.
Peter, are you sure you don't want to go see a doctor?
No, I'm okay.
Peter, don't drink the milk. Don't drink the milk. Don't drink the milk. Don't. That's not regular milk. Don't drink it. Peter, don't drink the milk.
You ever feel like every time we get close to getting the answers, somebody changes the question?
Don't drink the milk.
Olivia.
So why is this your favorite book?
Because it talks about not depending on other people for answers. That you can only find the answers inside yourself. Given our current situation, it's kind of amusing if you think about it.
Don't drink the milk.
Peter? Peter!
No, what's happening?
Peter's collapsed. He's having some kind of a seizure. He took some aspirin and swallowed it down with some milk.
Milk?
Yeah, from the refrigerator.
Oh, God.
Anticoagulant to stop the seizures. The gallon jug of saline, which is on the bottom shelf.
Open the bag. You'll find a bottle of magnesium sulfate.
It's not here, Walter. The magnesium sulfate. I can't find it.
Oh, wait. I alphabetized it.
No.
Next to the mayonnaise.
Okay, I got it.
In his right leg.
Come on.
Please tell me what's happening. Olivia.
Okay, I think he's stabilizing. I think he's okay.
Why must they cause me the stress with Peter?
I think the observer saved my life. He gave you a knock in the head so you'd take some aspirin and wash it down with the milk so you'd ingest the serum instead of me.
I think if that's all he wanted, there must have been an easier way.
Well, he's not human. You can't expect him to think like us.
Is that all he wanted, though? I don't know. I feel like it could have been something else.
I feared my experiment would fail.
But you were right. He's changed. He was willing to let his son die.
And now we know. When the time comes, he will be willing to do it again.
No. Okay. I'm not willing for that. All right, so while I always enjoy when the observer is on an episode, this time I enjoyed it, to be fair. It was a really fun, good, interesting episode that I think introduced a lot of interesting ideas, and I really liked it. That being said, did not love the end because we're not accepting it if Peter's life must be sacrificed for the greater good. Like, me, Walter, Olivia, Astrid, Broyles, none of us, we're not accepting that, okay? Also, his experiment is flawed, right? The observer's, because he let Peter go on the chance that it might mean his life, hoping that it didn't, right? Like, he wasn't for sure of that. If he was for sure it would cost Peter's life, like, he would not let him go, you know? So I think there's like a flaw in his plan and his theory in that regard, but I don't know. We'll have to see how it all plays out. I don't know. It's frustrating now that the observers are saying this because originally they said, you know, the boy must live. He's important. He has to live. So is their thing he has to live until a certain point in time and then he has to die? But that just doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't they just let him die in both universes originally? Then nobody would ever cross over, and then there would be no reason for him to die in the future, right? I don't know. I don't know what they want or what their plan is or what their end goal is or any of that, right? Because the whole timeline kind of got like thrown a wrench in with the whole number stations and all of that stuff. So I am more confused than ever, essentially. I do wonder if Walter is going to be able to actually synthesize a compound that is gonna be able to give him his brain back. Like, it doesn't make sense because those pieces of his brain are gone and they can't come back because they died. But he's thinking, at least I think that he's thinking he can synthesize something that will allow his brain to work at the same level of efficiency as it would were it not missing the pieces that it's missing. Yes, because he thinks that what Walternate has and he doesn't puts him at a disadvantage in this war. However, I think like Peter mentioned, you asked Belle to take those pieces of your brain because you didn't like the idea of becoming that person, right? Of you were becoming someone you didn't like. And so you asked him to make sure that you didn't become that person. So if he takes this formula that he synthesizes, right? Will he then become that person that he was trying so hard to avoid? In which case, shouldn't he not? Like, I think that whatever it is that Walter is missing now, like in his brain, makes him the Walter that we know and love and that Peter knows and loves. And I think that in and of itself is an advantage over Walternet. Because I think that Walternet has nothing to lose, really, right? He doesn't have a family. Like, he's trying to save his world. I think that if you have something that you're fighting for, you fight harder than if you have nothing to lose. You fight more, excuse me, more dangerously, more erratically, more full out, perhaps, if you have nothing to lose. But I think that you fight more vehemently when you have something that you love that you could lose. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I also really enjoyed the Olivia and Peter moments in this episode. I liked the book and the discussions surrounding the book, which I think the book is titled If You Meet Buddha on the Road, Kill Him, which I feel like is a real book because I feel like I've heard that title before. Not 100% sure. But I think it's really cool that it's Peter's favorite book and he wanted to give it to Olivia because, like he said, they both have trouble not keeping people at arm's length, right? They have trouble letting people in. And he wanted her to read his favorite book so that she could have that little bit of insight into the way that his brain works and into the way that he thinks and like why he is the way that he is, kind of, right? Or why he thinks the way that he does think. That was an unnecessary extra word, but I think it's really sweet. It's a really sweet gesture that I think she will read the book, and I think that it's a really nice way of getting to know somebody, right? Reading their favorite book, even if it's just like a fiction book or whatever. Like I mean, I think that's a fiction book. Again, I have no idea what kind of book that is, but Peter said it's about depending on yourself and not depending on other people, right? Something like that, which makes total sense for both of their characters. I think that consuming somebody's favorite piece of media, book, movie, TV show, music, art, any of it, I think you do get insight to that person. And so I think that it's really, I don't know, it's a cute way of him opening up to her to say, like, this is my favorite book. I want you to read it so that you can get that little bit of insight into me. And I understand where Olivia's coming from, because at first she's said him opening up to her, him letting her in that way feels, I think, well, she didn't say this, but she alluded to it, that it feels undeserved to her, right? Because she didn't have the small moments of building that trust, that more intimate trust. Obviously, they have a lot of trust in each other, but she missed the tiny, intimate moments that led up to him giving her this book to get to know more about him for like a bigger, intimate moment. And so I think that for her, she feels like it's just skipping those steps, but I don't think it is. Like, her and Peter had 2 years together before faux Olivia and Peter had 2 months together, you know? Obviously, there's a difference in the 2 years and the 2 months, but I think that overall, it's her that Peter wants. It's her that Peter loves. It's her that Peter trusts. And while I'm sure she feels robbed of the moments leading up to everything, like their first moments of these things, where we, the audience, also feel robbed of that, I think that they'll get there. They'll have their own moments that will build and grow over time into something deeper. And it's unfortunate that he did share those moments with Olivia before, you know, against his will, essentially, you know, because if he had the choice, he would have chosen to share them with our Olivia, but he didn't. And I still hope to see Peter working through some of that at some point. And like, I think the trust, I trust the show will show us that. So yeah, it's nice to see that he's not as deeply traumatized as I feared that he would be, or that he could be. Honestly, it's kind of nice that he isn't, because I don't know that emotionally I was ready for that. But anyway, yeah, I love Peter and Olivia, and I love to see them back together and interacting again. Like, it makes me so happy just to see them in the same car together, having a conversation. Like, I missed it so much. Yeah, and I'm excited to see where they go from here. Yeah. Something else I thought was kind of cool about this episode was it did a sort of It's a Wonderful Life-esque story of how you don't realize how much your life affects all the lives around you, as well as your choices. I haven't seen Butterfly Effect, but I assume it's also kind of akin to that, in that Peter caught a firefly 3 months after Walter brought him back, because he didn't catch it, or because he caught it, another little kid didn't. And then X, Y, and Z led to Walter's favorite band, Roscoe Joyce, or a bandmate of Walter's favorite band, Roscoe Joyce, losing his son because Walter went to get his son because he couldn't lose him. And I just think it's always such an interesting idea, concept, the idea that we don't realize how much every small choice we make in life, and every little thing we do, we don't realize the ripple effect, right? The vast amount of things and people that our existence affects in our day-to-day life. And I think that it's a really cool idea, and I always love it. Like, It's a Wonderful Life is one of my favorite movies of all time. Again, I haven't seen the Butterfly Effect, but I think that it's similar. But I just like the idea that we don't realize how important our small choices are. Like, because you went to the store today, or you didn't go to the store, you affected this and this and this. And like, I don't know. I don't know the accuracy of that, but maybe it's like human ego to assume that we're so important that we actually affect all these different things, when really we don't. But I like stories where people matter and the choices we make matter. And I like that the future isn't set in stone, right? That each choice they're making is branching them off into another possible future, and how it all affects and intertwines, and everybody's life just affects everybody else's life, and so forth and so on. I just think that that's a fun story. I don't know that I explained it well, but I like the idea that our existence, in some small way, affects the world around us, right? Again, maybe that's hubris, maybe that's ego, I don't know. Anyway, I think that is all that I really have to say about this episode, along with Peter better not die. I'll fucking travel through time, Observer. Find you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. You can also watch the next episode right now over on Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode and every episode thus far of Fringe. I just love this show. Until next time. Bye, guys.